Hello all, and welcome to another caffeinated entertainment video. Welcome to day 14 of Video Palooza 2026. This is not a video I was expecting to make in Video Palooza. This is my reaction to Sony's blockbuster or PlayStation blockbuster announcements today, and they're not good announcements. For my area, so apparently, according to PlayStation blog, in 2027 at some point, they're going to close down the PS3 and the PlayStation Vita stores. That kind of makes sense because those consoles have, I believe, stopped receiving support and stopped getting games produced for them for the long haul now. But it leads in to the main story I know you guys have seen all over the internet by now. I had to sit and digest it first to understand how I felt, and I feel not good about it, and here's why. And first of all, let's get to the news. In January 2028, PlayStation will no longer be producing physical discs for games. It'll just be a code in a box in a retail, or you could download it directly from the PlayStation Store. The good about that? Convenience. Convenience, the ease of just getting a game and unlocking it and having it ready by midnight or whatever the launch time is for the game. It's easy, it's simple. I've done it for baseball. I've done it for many games. It's easy, it's simple, it's doable. What's bad about it? Plenty. First of all, it shirks consumer rights, because at any point in time, PlayStation can pull the title from your library without you having any recourse and without you getting any of your money back. Collectors will no longer be able to collect physical media and play it offline. So you pretty much always have to have an always online console to handle the issue. The second really bad thing about it is it allows them to set the market conditions and to set walled gardens, and it's really anti-consumer as a whole. It won't lower the price of consoles because, let's face it, the PS5 Pro had an add-on disk drive anyway. Did I know this was coming? Yeah, I kind of felt this was coming. I felt it was coming for a long way. I was surprised PS5 was going to launch with this. Now, the one thing I am worried about is if PS6 doesn't have a disc, how are we going to do backwards compatibility with the PS5? This makes me wonder if I'm going to get a PS6. And if you're all saying, well, Xbox is still going to have physical games, an internal report that was posted on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, suggests that Microsoft is leaning this way too. GTA 6 is the first game to not have a physical release at launch. The physical release is coming later in 2027. It is getting a physical release, but for right now, if you want a box, you're getting a code in a box when you get it on launch in November. I want it digitally anyway, so how do I put this? What's the best way to put this? This sucks for collectors, this sucks for game preservation and the preservation of the medium, because for the longest time, and I think until it releases in one of the collections, Metal Gear Solid 4 has been locked on the PlayStation 3 for the longest time. But that is due to be rectified. Persona 4 Golden for a long time was locked on the PlayStation Vita. So but now it's widely available everywhere. But what this allows game companies to do is charge us over and over and over for the same game when a new console cycle comes out for up-res graphics. Because let's be honest here, they're going to release GTA 6 later this year on the PS5, and then next year or the year after, when the new Xbox consoles are announced and the new PlayStation consoles are announced, they're going to re-release that sucker on the newer consoles for the same price tag, just to give more money. Just to get more money. And what this also does do is it kills, I believe it kills the need for collector's editions. So you're not going to see collector's editions too much anymore. You'll see digital deluxe editions and different forms of digitalness. But remember, we're heading towards a future where in games, movies, and music, you own nothing. You only pay for a license. It is that way with ebooks. That's why I love physical books, and that's why usually if I like a book really, really well that I read on e-reader, I will buy the physical version just because I want to keep it for posterity's sake. Because who's to say that your PS5 or your PS6 or your PS29 won't die, and then you have no way to play those games, and you have no way to relive. I'll give you the perfect example. Now, I guess you can play them in ROMs and emulation, but they'll never be able to release James Bond Everything or Nothing, Nightfire, and Agent Under Fire in a trilogy pack like they should be able to, because EA produced it. Eon Productions gave the license to it, which that would be okay because Amazon, that now owns the Bond license, could probably license it. But there's no way that IY is going to let them release it when it's going to compete with the sequel to First Light potentially, or the Bond game they're going to work on. So those games die in the ether. For the longest time, GoldenEye 007 was on the N64, and yes, I know it got out of Right's hell and was released on the Switch 2 by virtue of being on the Switch, and the Xbox Series X consoles, because Microsoft owned Rare and Nintendo owned the rights to publishing, so that's why that was in Right's hell. But you're going to have more and more and more of that, where it's going to be harder to preserve these games and to have these games. Like, look at PT, the Silent Hill game that Kojima was working on before he left Konami, that got canceled. Some PS4s still have it if they're downloaded to it, but it didn't travel over to the PS5 and isn't playable on a PS5 because it was only a demo and nobody's going to support a demo in that way. So you're seeing the death of entertainment medium through this. That's why it's such a bad thing. Now, yes, digital is convenient, especially for me, somebody who is physically disabled. It's very hard for me to get up and change disc in the disc drive, but I still want the right to do that because, like, I own all the James Bond movies. I own all the Star Wars movies. I own, well, all the good ones. I own all the good Indiana Jones movies. I own a lot of Blu-ray movies and DVDs. And I'll never get rid of my physical collection, because once you get rid of physical, you can almost never get that back. And streaming doesn't have everything. And it's getting harder and harder. And games are going down this route. That's why this is such a sad day and such a dark day. I hate to be bleak, but it's the truth. When they announced it and the internal memo leaked from Microsoft, now Microsoft has a chance to turn the tide, but I don't think they will, because in order to do that, they have to put a Blu-ray drive into their console, which means they have to pay Sony, because Sony owns the right to Blu-ray technology, and that is the technology that won. So it would save them money on not paying Sony a specific amount of profit or money from each console. It's just a very, very dark day. Leave in the comments down below if you play your games physically or digitally. I'm about half and half at this point. I do get a lot of my games physically because I like to have... Because what if the internet goes down? And these things require you to check in regularly on the internet to keep playing your games. If your internet goes down for some unknown reason, say a natural disaster, say a nationwide network outage, it could happen. Then what are you going to do? How are you going to play your games? How are you going to enjoy your medium of entertainment choice? Those are my thoughts. Leave in the comments down below what your thoughts are. Tomorrow's video, day 15, the video, is going to be the Prime Day Kindle book haul. What books did I get for the Kindle? You'll find out tomorrow on Prime Day. It was, spoiler alert, it was plenty. You're going to love it. But this is where I normally say, you know, I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Central, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 10:30 a.m. Pacific. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. Please ding the notification bell to be notified when I upload a video. And without further ado, play on. I'll see you again soon. And peace.